All right. And I am here with Justin and Jeff from Voluntaryism In Action. How's it going, gentlemen?
Hey, it's going all right. Thanks.
Good night, man. It's a good night. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I heard about you guys a while back, just stumbled upon it. I've long held the belief that libertarians tend to be tone deaf on voluntary charity. And that is an area that we need to really focus on and prove that we aren't, selfish, whats. And so you can imagine my excitement when I stumbled upon y'all's organization. And so I'm excited to have you guys on to be able to discuss this. But so I don't do you a disservice. Do you guys kind of want to describe who you are and what y'all do?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. You go for it, Justin.
Over at VIA, Voluntaryism In Action, we kind of wanted to be the anti-argument for that, that libertarians are selfish, because they don't believe in taxation and everything else. That means they want all the babies to starve. No, that means that's absolutely not it. We simply believe that the government is absolutely the worst organization for helping people. It's immoral. They are inefficient. They lose track of people all the time. When you hear the horror stories from things like the VA or, the single mom that's struggling to get food stamps, we wanted to be an example that libertarians do believe in helping people, but that we believe that it should be through a voluntary means and through free enterprise. Meaning, we're not robbing anybody to help anyone. We're not.
Right.
We're not digging into anybody's wallet before they can actually pull it out of their pocket. We're not putting a gun to anybody's head and saying that you need to help this person. No, all of our donations all come in through voluntary means, just like all of the charities, and it's majorly through libertarians. It's all libertarians donate. Like we share our fundraisers to Being Libertarian, a very large Facebook page, close to 1 million followers. All the libertarians donating, and that's
Absolutely.
I think over 260K since we started. How selfish is that?
That's awesome, dude.
It's been a
That
huge
is awesome.
amount. And whenever we start a campaign, and there have been very few that we haven't cleared the limit of our fundraising goal or gone way beyond, because people care about other people, and they don't like seeing people hurting or in pain or hungry or cold, and they want to help them. And we see that over and over again. People don't have to be forced to do the right thing. And if you are forcing people, it's probably not the right thing.
Because good ideas don't require force.
There it is. That's it, man. Well, it's wholesome, if nothing else, that is to see an organization like the ones that you guys are heading up. And personally, I want to say thank you, because I have in many an argument pointed to VIA as like, no, it's not that we don't care about the poor. Try again,
Right.
So, but not just, using you guys. I have donated several times myself to the various GoFundMe campaigns that I see pop up.
And we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for giving us the outlet, because here's one of the problems that we see, especially on Facebook, is that, you get a lot of people, and I'm sure that you guys have your own vetting process for, different charities and stuff like that. But, it has become somewhat common to see people kind of catfish others, try to use, a faux emergency and try to get money out of that. So just to know that there's an organization out there that speaks for our better parts, and they're also doing some vetting and putting forth a target that we can hit to really make an impact in somebody's life who deserves it, man. That's a beautiful thing. Now, can you guys kind of share some of the history? Like, how did VIA start? Where did you guys come from?
VIA started as a side project of Being Libertarian, the Big Brother organization, or our Big Brother organization, I should say. And Logan, our executive director, and myself are both part of Being Libertarian. Once, after a while, with us being there, VIA wasn't doing so much because it was just kind of a side project. Occasionally, we would help a couple GoFundMes, that kind of thing. But Logan and I saw more potential in it. They asked Logan if he would like to take it over. He asked me if I wanted to help. I said absolutely. And ever since then, we've kind of been off to the races. Made it a 501c3 established organization. We've branched out onto almost every social media platform out there, even some that, like, I don't even know the names of half of them. I think Sarah's on a MeWe now. We got a Float. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We've branched out all over the place, and we have brought in some amazing people onto our team. And when I say amazing people, Jeff and Sarah, these people, I've asked for them to adopt me. Okay, this is not even an exaggeration.
Well, Sarah's the winner there. So,
well, man.
Well, it was. I think Sarah got into it because she was looking around at the social media stuff and she saw the stuff that VIA was doing, and she was really interested. I think she started correcting some of the grammar on some of the posts.
That was it. Yes.
That is not Logan's strength. Bless his heart. He does so much, and we all know it, but that's not his strength. And so eventually Logan was just like, Sarah, why don't you just join and help us all the time? And she was like, sure. And then I was just interested in this thing that she was doing, and they put her on the board of directors. And I was like, well, that's cool. My wife is a board of director. And then I kept doing little things to help. And then Sarah was like, why don't you just join too? And I was like, can I? And Logan said, sure. And so then I started writing some articles, recording some podcasts, and then next thing I know, I'm the publishing manager. What? Okay. So.
Man did a great job. There's a reason why he got the title.
That's an awesome deal. So, yeah, both you and your wife are on this board and doing these things. That's pretty powerful stuff right there, man. Talk about a black belt power couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got it, dude. Well, go ahead.
Then we can divide the responsibility. She's upstairs with the kids right now so that I can have a little bit of quiet once in today to do this. So
there you go.
Yeah. So coming from where you guys are to where you're at now, what would you say are some of the most notable charities that you guys have done? Like what are some of your favorite GoFundMes that you guys have seen come through?
Okay, so I have to be a little one of my favorites, I got to be a little selfish on this one, was for my daughter. My youngest daughter, she was born with clubfoot, which basically most people had their feet straight. Hers were sideways when she was born, so she had to have some surgery, stuff like that. And at the time, I couldn't afford it for nothing, man. I think at that time, like, I was working and like donating plasma and stuff just to get by. But I put up a GoFundMe, and this was actually before I joined VIA officially. But I had put up a GoFundMe. The guys over at Being Libertarian shared it, and we were able to raise over $10,000 to get my daughter the surgeries that she needed.
That's awesome, man. That
was, to be honest with you, that was kind of my introduction into voluntarism in and of itself. That was a life-changing thing for sure.
I can imagine. I mean, that's a huge deal right there.
Yeah, we've done that one. I think, let's see, we've had.
My favorite one was the first really big one, I think, right after I joined, was the Nashville tornadoes.
Yeah.
There were those terrible tornadoes that ripped through Nashville and did a whole bunch of damage. and we started a social media campaign going to get some donations to help get some money to clean things up, and just a huge amount of support, retweets, shares, and money coming in. And I was like, whoa, this is really cool. This is something that I couldn't have done on my own. With the team together and with everyone pitching in, we made a big difference for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
like Justin said, that was kind of the awakening. Like I had known, academically that, yes, this can work, free market, private charity, but then seeing it, wow, that was something else.
Yeah. And we've fed, like, I don't want to say like a whole village in Sierra Leone, but it's like we're there's, let's see, is it the school? We're working with an organization in Sierra Leone. I can't remember the name of the organization off the top of my head, but Mustafa is always sending us videos of the kids and whatnot. But we're paying for the school lunches for them.
Oh, wow.
We're sending over in Bitcoin.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
So we've got that. That's like an ongoing project that we're continuing to do. That's actually up on the website. You can donate directly to that. And I think the Facebook videos are still up. We had the Australia bushfire. We raised money for that. I believe we raised money to put a young girl through school, like through her first year of college, I think it was. We've numerous campaigns for people that need medical care. That tends to be the big one. And after the riots, the George Floyd riots, we raised money for small businesses across the country. I want to say that one was like 15,000 that we gave out to different small, mom and pop shops that were unfortunately destroyed. The list of campaigns that we've done goes on and on. There's so many.
Dude, that's awesome. So let's delve back into that crypto part. I'm interested in that. Like, how does that work for you guys? Like, do you have a pool and then you transfer that into Bitcoin and then send to Bitcoin? I mean, I would imagine that you could send Bitcoin a lot easier than you could send fiat. Is that accurate?
That's basically what the issue was. Was trying to send money all the way over to, Africa. It would cost, if you MoneyGram that, it's just not going to work. So yeah, we basically we would take the funds and put them into crypto, and then send them to Mustafa over there, and he gives us receipts and everything that where the money's going to, and the guy keeps us up to date on all that stuff. Like, he sends us every receipt. He buys a bag of rice. He's sending. He wants you to know what the money's going to. So
yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's an awesome thing. So, do you guys have can people gift and crypto to y'all, or does it have to be fiat and then, or how does that work?
I believe we actually do have a wallet.
Yeah.
What the address is, I have no idea, but
I think it's on the website.
Yeah. In fact, I'll just double check that.
Yeah, that's one of the great things that Logan does, is he handles all of the stuff in the background, all of the transferring fiat into Bitcoin, all of the ridiculous paperwork that the government makes us do every month in order to be a charity. He handles.
Oh, y'all have to do that monthly. That's not an annual thing.
No, there's monthly paperwork that you have to do in order to be a legal charity. So
you got to keep track of where all your money's going, what you spent for what, how much you kept in house, all that fun stuff. I'm glad he does it. He's a lot better at that kind of stuff. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, I don't think I could be either, man.
I'm much better with people.
Right.
You can throw me on a podcast or something like that. I'm better with that than sitting there trying to crunch all the numbers. I'm glad he has that responsibility and not me.
So, we with crypto, like that's kind of an area where I've been completely ignorant to, and up until I'd say the last 3-4 months, seeing Bitcoin take off like it is. So that's an area that I didn't even think about, man. Is that like it's helping somebody like y'all out to be able to get assistance to people who actually need it. Like, dude, that's an awesome thing, and I think that
it's part of what. It's like part of one of our slogans is we want to help people through nonviolent means, which no taxes, all that fun stuff, but voluntary charity and free market solutions. Bitcoin in and of itself, the technology and what they can do for the world, amazing. I believe that, like, even in places like Africa, where it is very hard to help people, or in other, hard to reach places around the country or around the world, to send somebody a little bit of money that they can then convert over to their actual currency in their home nation, whatever, how easy it is mind-blowing. As opposed to trying to send through MoneyGram and everything else, where you have regulations and you got to worry about, can we actually send the money to this country? Is there some kind of restriction? Am I going to have the FBI on my door because I sent some money to help some village in Africa, but they're thinking I'm trying to help some terrorist organization over there?
Right.
Don't have to worry about that with Bitcoin or any of that, because it's actually it's secure, private. Nobody knows.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about the fees that are incurred with, like, buying the MoneyGram, then the person on the other end, and mailing and all that. Yeah, dude, that's just a net positive all the way around with that. So
I was going to say, as more and more people begin to accept Bitcoin instead of fiat, just in exchange for their services or goods, is going to become more and more useful in that way. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, hell yeah, man. I mean, I think already the way it is now, a lot of, I know on my Apple phone, my iPhone, there's a way to set up a Bitcoin wallet to where I can actually, use it at the checkout. Bam, just tap the little kiosk. Now, granted, a lot of the countries that I'm sure that you guys are helping out may not have that type of technology yet, but who knows the workarounds that are going to be in place in the next year, even,
Right.
So that's awesome that you guys have your finger on the pulse on that, and you're already utilizing it in a positive way. That's freaking cool. So with how far you guys have come to where you're at today, and obviously you're not slowing down anytime soon, and you love to see it. Where do you guys want to see yourselves go within the next 5 years or so? Like, do you guys have some goals laid out? Like, anything big coming up?
I would like to see us be a household name. I would like to see us actually be part of the conversation. Like what you were saying earlier, when you're having a debate with somebody and they bring up, libertarians are selfish, they hate the poor, they want to tear up your roads, all that fun stuff. You can be like, hey, look at this organization. Who sponsors them? Where do all their funds come from? Oh, it's libertarians. Oh, that's funny how that works. The selfish people are helping out others,
right,
and not holding a gun to anybody's head to do it.
Right.
Yeah, we want to be up there with the big players: Red Cross, Salvation Army, Voluntaryism in Action, right along there. And of course, they've got big corporate donors and they've got time. But I think we've got more on our side. We're something new, we're something innovative, and we're something that people can get behind, ordinary people. And like excuse me, like Justin said, most of our donations come from libertarians, not all of them. We've had some people who it's a charity, they're doing some great stuff, give them a few bucks. And then it's an opportunity for them to look a little bit deeper and say, what are these guys all about? And they can see the message of liberty and how through that the world can be a better place. So kind of attacking on two fronts, I suppose you could say.
That's a beautiful thing. Now, the history of this podcast is, obviously I'm a libertarian, but I'm also in recovery. So thus the name Clean Libertarian. And,
Okay.
one of the things that, it's part of the whole recovery thing is actually doing service work for others. And so not being the selfish stereotype, that we tend to garner. And so, this is actually something that I have always held near and dear to me, not just for the specific reason of, wanting to do good things for other people, but like the way the human mind works, and especially like my brain works, is like when things are like kind of tough and I got a lot on my plate, the best thing that I can do is to get out of my own head and help somebody else. And so like, doing service work for others, helping out. And it's not always just in my community, but, doing stuff abroad. And, that's the platform that you guys are creating. It's a beautiful thing. So where are you guys? I know I saw some something get posted up that you guys are looking for some help. Like, what is it that you guys are looking for right now?
Oh man, we have so much. Like, we need a graphic designer. We need somebody that can answer emails, messages. We're constantly getting flooded with messages, emails, people that are asking for help, people that are wanting to help, people, just different things. We have people that are wanting to like set up branches of VIA across the country to help their spot. We would love to be able to do that. Unfortunately, we don't have the funds to do that yet, but that is something we would like to do in the future. Whether it be, a disaster, a tornado goes through a certain state. Hey, anybody that follows VIA wants to go help go help out in this situation. We may be able to fund you. We may be able to, organize the cleanup, that kind of thing. There's a lot of different stuff that we do need help with. So anybody that would like to, try to volunteer or see if they would be a good fit, shoot us an email.
Yeah. And if you have a special skill, it's great. Video editing, graphic design, like Justin said. But if you don't, answering emails, that's still an important thing. It takes up time, but it's something that if we get more people helping, then that frees up other people to do other things. And many hands make light work. You don't have to have some kind of super special skill in order to help people. You can just do it.
Yeah. I know it's not typically used in this way, but it does take a village, to be able to pull off a community. And that's what the goal here is, have a community of help, because I found out about you guys actually through Liberty memes on Facebook.
Liberty memes, yeah.
Yeah, and they used to do the pizza day. Remember that? Where they would like send a free pizza to somebody who actually needed it, and everybody chipped in, and then y'all's name got tossed out there, and it's like, so there's a lot of people who want to help. I think it's just getting everybody pointed in the right direction, and I see no better vehicle for that than VIA personally. And so any chance that I get, I tell people about you guys.
And we appreciate that.
Have you seen an increase in the amount of people, the exposure, like knowing about VIA and finding out? Or
through like the different tools that Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff have, we keep track of all that. We periodically look at it, and we've been getting a ton of new likes and follows on all those pages. Even the MeWe's and the floats of social media world, those have been taken off pretty quickly. So word is getting around about us.
Instagram has been huge.
Yes. Callie's been killing Instagram.
That's true. And some are more happening than others. Like the Instagram, the MeWe's been really taken off since Twitter and Facebook went so weird. And Parler was doing okay, but then they shut that down. And so Twitter's probably been the slowest, I think, but Twitter tends to be very, there's a strong liberty presence there, but Twitter's very leftist overall.
Twitter's a leftist hellhole.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's hostile. It's hostile territory.
I don't even like. I had a Twitter for a long time. I think I got up to like 7,000 followers on it, and this was like in 2016. when the great meme wars of 2016. After all that, I was like, I can't even look at this anymore. Everything is like commie statement after commie statement. Nobody knows
what about the roads, man.
What about the roads?
Oh. It's cancerous.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I had to get off Facebook just because, like, I don't know. It's easier for me to hear brain dead opinions from people I don't know than it is from my, close friends in real life. And I just, if I had to listen to how Trump was the chosen God one more time, I couldn't handle it. I had to go, man. So, but yeah, overall Twitter is pretty hostile, but hopefully we can kind of trigger those algorithms. And, do you guys have a hashtag you utilize that you know about across the board?
On Twitter, I don't really think we have like a set hashtag or anything.
No, we hashtag.
It actually might not be a bad idea, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Yeah, but we do charity, voluntarism, liberty, and then just the hashtags that are popular for whatever cause. The Texas, there are a lot of different hashtags trending for the Texas stuff. We've got a new fundraiser to help out with that. So,
let's just get into that. So what are the ones that you're pushing right now the most? Like what are you guys
we launched one today for the winter storm Uri. I think it's called
Freeze.
Right.
Yeah, Uri. I haven't heard it pronounced by anyone. I've only seen it. Uri.
I'm guessing Uri. I don't know, man. I didn't even know that we were naming blizzards anymore. I always thought it was just a blizzard. Like I was telling the guys in VIA earlier today, I think, just because Trump's no longer in office, the news doesn't have anything to report. So now we're naming them blizzards.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've started one for that, mainly for. It's kind of for Texas because everybody's kind of focused on Texas right now. I think a lot of that's just because of the media and the cruise debacle, but whatever. Because everywhere, like except for down here in the South, we were pretty much spared, except for like maybe Alabama. I think Alabama got some snow, but we're helping out everybody that was affected by the storm that qualifies for the help. And I think we're trying to raise 10,000 on Facebook. I think 1,000 on Instagram. We share the fund everywhere on all of our platforms.
Right on. That's a noble thing, man. So how long is that going to be going on for?
Until we can get to raise the money. We'll probably leave it up, and hopefully we can raise it pretty quickly. That way we can go ahead and get this money out and try to help some of these people.
Right on. Well, I'll be putting all that information in the show notes, and I'll be getting links from you guys for all your various, social media accounts. That way I can, direct as many people to y'all as possible. But thanks a lot, you guys, for coming on and sharing, just the awesomeness that you guys are doing, man.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Thank you, Drew.
It's a blessing, man, what you guys are doing. And I can't be more proud of a group of people than I am for you guys and for the people that are contributing, because it takes all of us.
Yeah, it really does. All of our followers, people that invite us onto their podcasts, all that is a big help. It gets the name out there. It raises awareness, and it lets us share our message.
Well, before we wrap it up here, is there anything beyond what you guys have shared that you want to plug real quick before we let go?
You want to plug the podcast, Jeff? We should probably get back on that.
Yes, we should. We've got a podcast of our own. It's called The Voluntary View. Episodes they've been sporadic recently, with all the Corona nonsense and then New Year and then one thing after another, but trying to get back on it. So we've got past episodes where we discuss some interesting topics, always from the voluntarist and liberty viewpoint. So definitely go check them out. We can get the links to Drew so he can get those on there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right. Well, Justin, Jeff, thank you guys a lot, man. And we'll have to bring you on anytime you guys got a new one that you really want to promote. Just hit me up and I'll get you right back on here. No problem.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, Drew. You too.